Hi everybody, happy Easter. I hope you had a great Easter Sunday yesterday. Today is Monday, April the 13th, so the day after Easter. So I thought we'd finish up our bugs and butterflies this week. Normally we wouldn't be at school today, so your activities are for your Wednesday and Friday days of school. So however you guys want to do them at home is fine with me. So our bug today to talk about is butterflies. Remember we talked about that butterflies are a sign of new life, just like when Jesus died on the cross and then he rose again and had new life with God in heaven. So he died for our sins so that we could have new life with God in heaven when we die. So, but that will be a long time away when you're old, so you don't have to worry about that right now. But so that's butterflies, how butterflies are a sign of new life. So first we're going to look at a book that shows you what the butterfly egg looks like and go through the stages of a butterfly's life. So this is about monarch butterflies. So the first thing is that butterfly is going to lay an egg on a milkweed plant. That's the favorite kind of plant for a butterfly to get its food from. So here is the butterfly, the egg that the butterfly laid on the backside of a leaf. And then out of that egg is going to come a caterpillar. They are tinier than that. That picture is just enlarged so you can see them better. And then they keep growing bigger and bigger, and the monarch butterfly caterpillars look like this. So that caterpillar eats a lot of leaves and gets bigger and bigger, and they keep having to grow new skin because they get too big for their old skin. And so they wiggle out of their skin just like a snake does, and that's called molting. So the caterpillar keeps getting bigger and keeps losing its skin until it's ready to, at about 2 inches long, it's ready to attach to a branch and hang from the branch in the shape of the letter J. Then it's going to form a chrysalis around its body, and that the caterpillar stays inside there for more than 2 weeks. And while it's inside there, it changes and it doesn't look like a caterpillar anymore. It starts to grow wings, and pretty soon you can see through that chrysalis. You might know that chrysalis, that's this part, as a cocoon. So the chrysalis starts to get thinner so you can start seeing the wings through it. And then out of that chrysalis, that butterfly is going to push his way out. His wings will be wet at first, so he can't fly at first. And then eventually he's all ready to fly out of that chrysalis. And that's the butterfly life cycle. Butterflies also have a proboscis that this stick-like piece here that goes into the flower to drink the nectar, and that's the butterfly's food, and that's how he stays alive. He drinks the nectar from the flowers. This whole process of the butterfly laying the egg and changing to a butterfly. Oh, I can't get to the egg page again. And changing or hatching a caterpillar and changing to a butterfly, that's called metamorphosis. That's a long word. Hopefully you can say metamorphosis. So that is the life cycle of a butterfly. But we have the book of the Very Hungry Caterpillar for us to read for some fun about a fun butterfly. This book is written by Eric Carle, and if you guys remember, Eric Carle is my favorite author. I always love Eric Carle books. In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. There's a little egg right there. One Sunday morning, the warm sun came up, and pop, out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. He's right here. He started to look for some food. On Monday, he ate through one apple, but he was still hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums. 1, 2, 3. Do you think he was still hungry? Yep, he was still hungry. On Thursday, he ate through 4 strawberries, but he was still hungry. On Friday, he ate through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 oranges, but he was still hungry. On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake, 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, 1 piece of cherry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, and 1 slice of watermelon. That night, he had a stomachache. The next day was Sunday again. The caterpillar ate through 1 nice green leaf, and after that, he felt much better. Now he wasn't hungry anymore, and he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore. He was a big, fat caterpillar. He built a small house called a cocoon or chrysalis around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Then he nibbled a hole in the cocoon, pushed his way out, and poof, he was a beautiful butterfly. That's one of my favorite Eric Carle books. So then you are going to have in your bag of stuff this week, you have this fun paper plate that's going to help you remember the life cycle of a butterfly. So you're going to have to glue some pieces of green paper on this paper plate. Take your glue stick, put a dot of glue above each word, on top of each word. Above is on this side of it. Put one over here. Because first we have the egg. That's what that says. Then we have the caterpillar. And we're going to go down here, and that would be the chrysalis. Or you might remember it's a cocoon also. And then you would have the butterfly. So we've put these pieces of paper so your other things will show up. Okay, so you're going to have in your bag, you have all these pieces that I'm going to glue on here. The first thing you're going to need is this little bitty bean. That's going to look like the egg that the butterfly lays. Sorry, my glue's stuck. Thought I had that off of there. Okay, so you need a dot of glue, a big dot of glue so you make sure they stay. And you're going to put that egg right there. The next thing you need is this piece of pasta. That makes you think of a caterpillar. And you need a long line of glue right there. Well, my glue is going to be gunked up. Put more glue than mine did, and that's going to go there. Your chrysalis is this piece. Kind of looks like the cocoon or the chrysalis looked in the book. You need lots more glue than that. You're going to put him on that. And then what do you think this thing looks like? Yep, looks like a butterfly. So you're going to put a line of glue down the middle here. Hopefully your glue comes out, and glue him right on the middle like that. So then you have the life cycle of the butterfly. So that is your first activity to do. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is talk about planting, because this time of year in the springtime, people get their gardens planted and they plant their new flowers, and you're starting to see all kinds of things come up out of the ground because it's getting nice and warm. So we're going to dissect a seed That means you cut it open to see what's inside of it. So we're gonna have a lima bean to break open. The lima bean has this coat on it. The coat is the outside part of it. If you can see it, it has a shell-like part on it that we're going to peel off of that, okay? But first of all, we're going to talk about, what do seeds need to grow? Do you know the answer to that? Seeds need the soil, they need the sunlight, and they need one more thing. It's going to do something to help them grow, that we get it out of the sky from the clouds sometimes. Hopefully you said rain. The seeds need water to grow too, don't they? So do you know what the sun and the water do for the seed? They help the seed make food so that it can continue to grow. That's why you need the sunlight and the water to help that seed grow. So here's my lima bean. Do you think that inside that lima bean that we will be able to see the food storage and the root and the leaf all inside that seed? I bet you think you can't see that because that's pretty small, isn't it? So we're gonna open this up and we're gonna see what's inside of it. I need my book here to be ready so I can show you that. Okay, so all you have to do is pick off the white coat, and it takes a little bit. I wanted you guys to be able to see how it comes off pretty easy with your fingernails. If you need help from your mom or dad, they can help peel some of that off with a knife, but you probably can't use knives, so I wanted you to see that I could do it with my fingernails. I got it enough so that I could open it up just like this. Okay, let me get some of the rest of the coat off around here so we can look at the parts. I don't want to break off the parts. Okay, so there is the inside of that seed. My parts did break when I opened it up. This little part right here was attached onto here, right here. So that is part of the stem and the leaf. Not the stem, the root, I'm sorry. This is what you're seeing in there. This part, can we see it there okay? This right here, is this that's curved right here a little bit, those are gonna be the leaves when the plant starts to grow. And then the part that came off of it over here is right here. That's the root that grows down into the ground, right? That's where the part that stays underground. And this whole big part right here is where its food is stored so that it can grow. Okay, so that the stuff right here was that outside coat, the white part. So that's what a seed looks like inside, a lima bean seed anyway. That's what we opened up, was the lima bean. So you have that page in your bag so that you can remember all those parts of that lima bean. So then you're gonna plant a sunflower seed. I don't have a sunflower seed because I didn't have enough seeds. My seeds are marigold seeds. So in your packet you have a cup and you have this dirt disc that's all squished together. So you have to add some water. You put your dirt disc inside your cup and then you start adding some warm water to that. You probably have to have help by your parents to do this part, because you just put a little bit at a time, like a tablespoon at a time, and let it soak it up until it gets where you can move the dirt around. That's how you want your dirt to look. Okay, so you're gonna make 2 holes in your dirt with a stick or a pencil, and you're gonna dig it just a little bit like that. So then you're gonna put your seeds in there. Now my seeds are tiny, remember, yours are gonna be bigger. This is my seed. One's gonna go in that hole, and one's gonna go in that hole. So you have 2 seeds, so hopefully at least one seed will grow. Sometimes both will. So then after you put your seeds inside there, you just cover it up a little bit with your stick or your pencil, whatever you use. And then you need to give it a little bit more water, not to soak it, but just a couple of tablespoons more, and then you'll have to water it when it gets dry. So you put that in the sun so you can watch your plant grow. So when you start seeing your plant grow, you'll see the stem come up off the top out of your dirt, and the roots will be down inside the dirt, won't they? So hopefully you can see some of the roots through your cup because it's the clear cup. That's why I gave you, put it in that so that you could maybe see it. So you have another paper in your packet that looks like this that tells you how the plant is gonna grow. So you can see all of the different parts of your seed and your plant. So when you put your seed down in the dirt, then your stem and your leaf will start growing. Then it'll pop out of the ground, and then it'll get taller and your roots will get bigger down into the ground or into your dirt. And then the flowers will start to form and you'll see them growing. When it gets big enough that you need to take it out of the cup, then maybe you could plant it outside. So that is what you're gonna do with your lima bean and your sunflower seeds that I gave you in your packet. So, and then you have the next set of capital letters, the paper to do for that. So I'm going to show you these instead of having them lay them on the table like we did at school. I'm just going to show you each together. But I decided to do something a little different and video at home, so you had a different look this week. So this is letter M, the big letter and the small letter. Here's letter N, Nigel, night owl, big N, little n. Olive, octopus, letter O. She looks the same, doesn't she, almost? Yeah, she looks the same, sorry. Then, Pee-wee penguin, letter P. It's a little bit hard to tell on these, but the big P is almost the same as little p, but on big P, you have more of a oval here instead of the circle, like that one. Queenie quail, letter Q, they don't look the same at all, do they? Who uses the big or the capital Q for their name? Anybody remember? That would be Quinn. She has the capital Q. And then Robbie Rabbit, letter R. They don't look the same either, do they? Big R and little r. So hopefully you can get your papers cut and glued in the right order so you know which capitals match the small letters. So that is all I have to do with you today. Hopefully I will be able to send some stuff home for you the next week also. There's a possibility that if the people in charge, if our governor decides that we can't go to school to get packets together, you might not get the bags of stuff anymore, but hopefully that won't happen. And I can keep sending stuff home for you so you can do these things at home with your moms and dads. So that's all I have for you today. So I will see you next week. Thanks. Bye.